So, as is the title of this video, are you a homophone? Of course, the title is designed to get your attention and sounds like the word homophobe, but homophone means something very different. It has Greek etymology, the roots are Greek, and the first part comes from the Greek word homos, meaning same, and the second part, phone, meaning voice or sound. So the word homophone literally means same sound. It refers to two or more words that have different spelling but the same exact pronunciation. The words that I can think of are, for example, right, R-I-G-H-T, which is pronounced exactly the same as the word write, W-R-I-T-E. So by asking, are you a homophone, I mean, is your name in English the same as another word in the English vocabulary? If you've got a foreign name, change it to the English version and see if this is the case. So the names that I can think of are, for example, the name Jim, J-I-M, which is pronounced exactly the same as gym where you work out. There's also the name Gene, J-E-A-N, which is pronounced exactly the same as gene, as in your genes, your genetic makeup. Then there's also the name Kurt, as in K-U-R-T, which is the same as the word curt, C-U-R-T, which is when you are rudely brief. So for example, I asked him how his day went and he was curt with me. He gave a rudely brief response. I'm fine, thank you, for example. Of course, there are many other examples that don't involve names in English. Can you think of other English names that are pronounced exactly the same as other words in the English vocabulary? Of course, there are plenty of other homophone examples in the English language that have nothing to do with the pronunciation of people's first names in English. And I'm going to go through just some examples in the English language, but there are many, many more. But just to give you a taste. The first one is the word bear, B-E-A-R, the animal, which is the same exact pronunciation as bear, B-A-R-E. For example, bare trees in the winter. The second example is the word dew, D-E-W, the little droplets of water that form on cool surfaces at night or just before sunrise in the morning, which has the same exact pronunciation as the word due, D-U-E. For example, when's your assignment due? Or, oh gosh, my assignment is due next week and I haven't done anything yet. The next example is the word aloud, A-L-O-U-D. For example, he read the letter to me aloud, which is the exact same pronunciation as the word allowed, A-L-L-O-W-E-D. For example, you're not allowed to smoke indoors. The next example of homophones is the word main, M-A-I-N. For example, he's a main character in the plot, or what's your main objective, which has the same pronunciation as the word mane, M-A-N-E. For example, a lion's mane or a horse's mane. The next example I'm going to offer is the word plain, P-L-A-I-N. For example, a plain t-shirt, a plain black t-shirt, unlike this one, which is a checked t-shirt, it's got patterns on it, which has the same pronunciation as plain, P-L-A-N-E, as an aeroplane. The next example is the word queue, which has very weird spelling, I know, Q-U-E-U-E, which is what British people love to do, which is form a line and wait to be served, which has the same pronunciation as the word cue, C-U-E, which is the long wooden rod you use to play snookers or billiards. The word cue also means what's the actor's cue. So for example, when a light goes on or someone says a line, you know that's your cue to go on stage and say your lines. I like the next example, the plural rows, R-O-W-S, as in horizontal rows versus vertical columns. The thing is, rows, R-O-W-S, also means something completely different. It is the third person singular present simple for the verb to row. For example, she rows very fast because she's an excellent rower. My next example is the word tie, T-I-E. For example, to tie your shoelaces, or the idiom to tie the knot, as in to get married. This has the exact same pronunciation as the word Thai, T-H-A-I, which is the language or the nationality, as in a person from Thailand. My last example is the word way, W-A-Y. For example, do you know the way to the station? Which has the exact same pronunciation as the verb weigh, W-E-I-G-H. For example, how much do you weigh? As in, I weigh 95 kilos, or maybe a little bit more. A lot of my students confuse the word weigh, which is the verb to weigh, with the noun weight. So don't confuse the verb to weigh, how much do you weigh, W-E-I-G-H, where the G-H is silent, with the noun weight, as in what is your weight, or the weight of this table is 15 kilograms, for example. As I mentioned before, these are just a few examples of homophones in English. I would say there are hundreds more examples, but I just wanted to whet your appetite. And by the way, that's another homophone, the word whet in whet your appetite, W-H-E-T, which I guess is an idiom to say, is an expression to say, to get you interested in something, which of course has the same pronunciation as the word wet, as in I'm soaking wet because it's raining outside. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I just wanted to quickly end on a note about accents, because some words can be homophones in some accents but not in others. So for example, the word court, as in C-O-U-R-T, as in take someone to court, or let's play in the tennis court, is a homophone with the word court, C-A-U-G-H-T, as in the past of catch. However, in a general American accent, they're not homophones, because in the general American accent, you would say for C-O-U-R-T, court, you pronounce a soft R, court, and the word C-A-U-G-H-T is pronounced completely differently and is closer to caught. I caught a fly in my hand, for example. But just food for thought, and I hope you enjoyed the subject, and I'll see you guys later.